Alright, so today I just wanted to go ahead and give my opinion on voting blue no matter who. Now, here recently especially, but throughout the entire campaign, Bernie has received a lot of smears and a lot of attacks. Some blatant lies. It's happened. Elizabeth Warren has joined in, Hillary Clinton has joined in, CNN, MSNBC, obviously. There's been a lot of attacks towards him recently. And recently he had said on Twitter and at a rally that at the end of the day, it's all about beating Donald Trump. So basically he's telling you to vote blue no matter who. Now, I have to disagree with that. Because there's a huge difference between somebody like Bernie Sanders and somebody like Joe Biden. They are completely different people. Like, if you put these two in any other country, they would be on completely different parties. They would not be in the same party. They stand for completely different ideas. They have completely different morals. They're virtually the exact opposite, yet somehow they're able to run within the same party. And when you look at voting, you'll see that when you vote, what you're doing basically is you're co-signing everything that person does. You say, yes, I agree with this person, I agree with their message, I want what this person wants. That's what you're saying. Now, obviously, you're not going to agree with 100% of what they say. Like with Bernie, I have many disagreements on him. I think his stance on drugs is not as progressive as it should be. I really like Tulsi's policy towards that, which is to legalize, regulate, and tax all drugs. Psychedelics, heroin, marijuana, whatever, she's for all of it. That is the position I take. That's the true progressive position, and that's the true social libertarian position, basically saying do whatever the fuck you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody. You decide what goes into your own body, you decide what to do with your own body, don't tell me what to do with mine. That is the true position on that issue. So by Bernie saying he's not for legalizing all drugs, or at the very least, I would take decriminalizing all drugs, which is the Andrew Yang approach. But Bernie's not for that either. So there are disagreements I have with, my choice of candidate, Bernie Sanders. But at the end of the day, I still want stuff like Medicare for all, free public college, raising the minimum wage, a Green New Deal, all of that. So his core message is something I stand by. So by voting for him, I'm saying, hey, I support his core message. I may not agree with everything he says, but down to its core, I fundamentally agree with him. So if Biden were to get the nomination and he were to go against Trump, if I were to vote against Biden just because I don't want Trump in office that bad, that's saying I support Biden's message. Now, I may not support Biden's message, but that's the image that it provides. So if your only issue is just getting Donald Trump out of office, I mean, sure, go ahead, vote blue no matter who. But if you have actual principles and you're supporting Bernie because you agree with his policies, then you're not supposed to vote blue no matter who, because they're going to be Republican lights. They're going to be diet Republicans. So why would you support that if that's not at all what you agree with? If you look at the 2016 election, you'll actually see that it has some record low numbers. Now, it's not the lowest in history. It's not even the lowest within the past 20 years. But the past few elections, it's pretty low. It's down there. And that said a lot. That, to me, says, okay, we're tired of picking between the lesser of two evils, so why are we advocating for choosing between the lesser of two evils again? If Bernie doesn't get the nomination, if Tulsi doesn't get the nomination, if Andrew Yang doesn't get the nomination, chances are I'm not going to vote. Maybe I will go out and vote for Elizabeth Warren, I don't know, after those attacks against Bernie and revealing she's a snake. I kind of don't want to, but, she's the one I'm iffy on. The rest, I refuse to vote for. I'm not going to vote for Pete. I'm not going to vote for Joe Biden. I'm not going to vote for Bloomberg, for Steyer, for, what is her name, Klobuchar. I'm not going to vote for any of them. I refuse to. Bernie, Tulsi, Yang, maybe Warren, maybe. But other than those four, it's not going to happen. You won't get my vote. Now, obviously, I'm just one person saying this, but there's a lot of people who agree with me. And I mean, if you look at what's going on now, the Iowa polls are supposed to come out, but they're actually changing the caucuses this time. They're moving locations, they're changing the rules a little bit. The DNC is trying to fuck Bernie over again, just like they did the last time. And it's so blatantly obvious. So, I mean, why would I vote for somebody who's a member of the DNC? Doesn't really make any sense. Like, if they're fucking over Bernie, why would I vote for somebody else? It's just something to think about. Now, like I said, they won't be getting my vote. You can decide for yourself. But really just think about what you're going to be co-signing if you decide to vote blue no matter who.